Well, for further clarity, we have with us from the Observer Research Foundation Associate Fellow, Shairee Malhotra. Thanks so much, Shairee, for making time for us. What exactly does Friedrich Merz's election victory mean for Germany's foreign policy? Take us through what you know.
Thank you, Parmeshwar, for having me on the show. Let me just start by saying that, this German election took place against a backdrop of immense economic and political upheaval in Germany. So it's been a really high-stakes snap election after the traffic light coalition of Olaf Scholz collapsed in November last year. And it was really expected that Merz and the Conservative alliance of the CDU, the Christian Democratic Union, and the Christian Social Union would win this election. The question now is who they will form a coalition with. It's likely that they'll form a coalition with the incumbent Chancellor Scholz's center-left Social Democrats, who fared quite badly in third place. But Merz may also need another party, a junior partner, to form government. And of course, the far-right AfD, the alternative for Deutschland, has managed to double its vote share. It's now at second place. When it comes to foreign policy, I think this result might actually be good for the EU and for Germany. We've seen the sort of political vacuum that was there in the EU. Both Europe's traditional power centers, France and Germany, were facing intense political turmoil at a time when war is raging on the continent. So a lot of people did, in fact, welcome the end of what was Scholz's very indecisive and divided coalition government. So Merz wants to strengthen ties with Paris and Warsaw, which deteriorated under Scholz. He has a good connection with President Emmanuel Macron, so he might be able to get the Franco-German engine running again soon. Merz also supports greater defense spending. He's also pledged greater military support for Ukraine. So I think in terms of foreign policy, we could see a more decisive approach than the sort of deadlock that was typical of the dysfunctional traffic light coalition. Of course, there will be the added challenge of dealing with President Trump. We've seen the sort of apocalypse that the Munich Security Conference resulted in when Vice President J.D. Vance attacked the EU. It attacked European policies on immigration, free speech, etc. And, as if this wasn't enough, you then had American and Russian officials descending into Saudi Arabia, trying to negotiate a war, trying to negotiate an end to the war, but with no Europeans invited. The US, of course, is unlikely to continue to provide for European security in the way that it has over the years. So there's this sort of breakdown now that's taking place in the transatlantic alliance. So I think it's good to have someone like Merz at the helm of affairs now, who is a true Europeanist with a lot of experience. Back in the day, he was also an MEP. Of course, his political experience is still limited. Yes.
Yes, Shairee, many analysts assert that Trump's praise for Merz's conservatives that has just come in offer a glimmer of hope after the White House's brutal criticism of Europe. But thank you so much for joining us with your views on NDTV.